Hey guys, it's Frank here from Altcoin Buzz. How did your weekends go? How did your Monday go? Today we're going to go over Chainlink. So Chainlink has been on an absolute rampage recently. Look at this, almost a 50% jump in the last 7 days, which easily surpasses all the biggest gains of even VeChain, which went up 27.8%. So today we're going to look at what is Chainlink very briefly. We're going to look at what people are saying about it in the media. It's very different if you read Reddit compared to if you read 4chan. We're going to go over some of the controversy behind the distribution of Link tokens with the team. And of course, we're going to do a price analysis and a price prediction. Finally, stick around till the end of the video in which I will tell you about a promotion which we have on Twitter for which you can earn $50 worth of ADA. And don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button as it really helps to support the channel. So without further ado, let's get started. So before I go into Chainlink, and if you're trading any altcoins, the first thing you should always do is get an idea of where Bitcoin is at. And one of the reasons why altcoins are pumping so much recently is because Bitcoin is in consolidation mode. When Bitcoin is in this very sort of tight contracted range where it's not making massive moves to either side, it's the perfect time for alts to shine. So have a look at this. We've been in this triangular consolidation for now we are the 13th of July. If we just press shift and click, then we can see that it's been almost 67 days that we've been between 10.5K and 8.1K, and that's only been getting tighter and tighter as we've been going forward. So there's no sign that we are coming out of this bullish or bearish. And although we have this triangle, I think it's entirely possible that this triangle could just expand even further so that we get, another move down here, which doesn't lead to continuation, or another move up there, which doesn't lead to continuation, thus giving us even more reason to continue trading alts. Okay, so now let's move to Link. We are looking at Link USDT, and the reason for that is this. So if I put the markets of Chainlink by volume, you can see that we have the most volume for Link USDT. Okay, Link Bitcoin has 10.37%, so quite a lot there. Here we have Link USD at 8.44%, Link Bitcoin at 6.71%. So there is a fair amount of volume for Bitcoin in terms of the top percentages. However, we still have the majority of the volume for Link USDT. So that is the chart which I will be focusing on. However, it will be relevant to look at Link BTC as well. Since I know a lot of you out there are trying to stack sats, and the only reason you're buying and selling altcoins is to get more Bitcoin, which is totally fair enough. So let's start by actually looking at Link BTC, because the Link USDT chart only goes back to the 1st of February 2019, whereas the Link BTC chart goes all the way back to 1st of October 2017. So as you can see here, we were in this diagonal channel, and a diagonal channel is represented by two diagonal lines, and we came up, we resisted here, we found support here, resisted there, came to touch again, found support, didn't even get too close to that line, found support, resisted again, and this time, look, we had a really nice solid breakout. So overall, compared to other monthly charts that we've looked at, if you remember, we looked at BET, we looked at Cardano, and we saw like these massive dumps from the previous all-time highs. But Link is painting a very different picture. As you can see, we had a high here, a low, lower high. We didn't even see a lower low. So, I mean, this is one of the most bullish charts out there, to be perfectly honest. Okay, so let's have a quick look at the RSI. So from that first top, it would have been a 57% retracement. From the second top, it would have been a 36% retracement. So I'm drawing these to show you what happens when we reach these highs in RSI. Because these highs in RSI, as I've mentioned before, when it gets very overbought, it's not bearish. It doesn't mean everyone's going to start selling, but it does mean that there's likely to be a notable retracement before you have another move up. You see, for example, here, we topped out here, we came down, we didn't go bearish and just start crashing, but we did have a sort of a major correction before the next move up. And I suspect something very similar could happen here, as now not only are we overbought, but we are more overbought than we were before. Previously, we topped out at 75.5, then we topped out at 73.8, and now we're at 77.36. So, it's not impossible for us to get to sort of 80 or 90 levels, but on the monthly, that is extremely rare. So one thing which concerns me a little bit here is the volume. Have a look at this volume over here from the 6th of July. You can see that this volume is not that impressive compared to volume that we've had in the past. Okay, it's true that we haven't seen this much bullish volume in 13 weeks, which is a good sign. Obviously, we've broken a previous resistance, which is great. But let me show you ADA, which we saw in the past. So have a look at the volume here. You can see that for these past several weeks, we've just been absolutely pumping in volume. And this has been much more significant volume than the many weeks before it. So this is a suggestion that this move from ADA has more strength and we can have more confidence that this is a more sustainable move than we have for Link. However, the chart for Link in terms of higher highs and higher lows is certainly more impressive than ADA. And another interesting thing to look at in terms of volume is Messari. Chainlink ranks 11th in terms of reported market cap on Messari. But when we rank it by real volume, Chainlink comes in 3rd place. And by liquid market cap, Chainlink also comes in 3rd place. So this is a very impressive ranking for Chainlink. So let's quickly break down what real volume and liquid market cap is. So back in March 2019, Messari introduced the Real 10 volume and liquid market cap on on-chain FX. So the Real 10 refers to the 10 exchanges we believe have reported significant and legitimate trading volumes via their APIs. So the problem with trading volumes, which you see on the charts, is that oftentimes a lot of it can be wash trading, or exchanges which are trying to make it look like they have more volume than they do so that people go and trade on them. So this limits it just to these top 10 exchanges which they have the most confidence in. Then furthermore, they talk about the liquid supply, which they feel more accurately reflects the outstanding network value of crypto assets. And then they talk about how it excludes the restricted supply from cap calculations, discounts the tether denominated prices, and excludes stable coins, quite interestingly. So what this suggests is that although it's interesting to look at the comparison of volume between Link and ADA, it's quite possible that the volume on ADA or Cardano is not quite as legitimate as the volume that we're seeing on Link. So coming back to Link BTC now, you can see we already topped out at 91,000 sats and came all the way down to 74,000 sats, which represents just over an 18% price rejection already. And before we go over to Link USDT, I just want to go over the RSIs here. So have a look at every time that the RSI reached 75 or above in the past. So look here, back in November 2018, we reached an RSI of 75 and we had a 45% reduction in price. And just as a reminder, right now we are at an RSI of 75. We topped out at 77.9. So again, we are in these extreme ranges, and it really helps to look at the past to see what happens when we reach these extreme ranges. Then in January 2019, the RSI reached 75. And if we look at the close of that candle to the lowest point after that, we saw a 41.5% dump. Then over here is an interesting one because we came overbought, but we only reached 73.38. However, even from there, from that close to the next low, we saw a 23% dump. But then when we went over 75, again, into these extreme territories of the overbought area, here we reached all the way up to 80. But as soon as that happened, we saw a 55% dump. Now again, over here, 10th of February 2020, we reached 75. What happened? We saw a 20% dump. We went up for another retest, and here we saw a 35% dump. So we've seen anything between a 20 and a 55% dump. However, every time we went above 75, we saw a dump of at least 35%. So if you were to look at that data alone, one could expect a 35% decrease in price from where we are right now. Now that is quite a bold claim to come down all the way from 78,000 sats down to 51,500 sats. But I just want to show you that this is a possibility based on past data. Okay, so I've spent the last sort of 5-10 minutes talking about technical analysis and price. I figure I'm going to change things up a bit by looking a little bit at what Chainlink is and seeing what people are saying about it in the media before getting to the price prediction and conclusion of our technical analysis. So in terms of what Chainlink is, One of our writers, Annie, wrote a really great review about Chainlink on Uptrend. So very briefly, more than 80% of smart contracts need external resources. These include information about market events or connection to any other off-chain resource. So basically you have blockchains, but they need data from outside in order to function. And that's where Chainlink comes in. It integrates smart contracts and enables them to sync with the outside world at will. And furthermore, it provides reliable, tamper-proof information for complex smart contracts on any blockchain. So I'm not going to go through this whole article about what Chainlink is, but I think it's interesting, even if you're just a trader, to have a basic idea of what it is you're trading. And from a personal perspective, I always find it exciting to learn about the technology and all the solutions which are being created. So yeah, have a look at this article. And also, of course, Chainlink is the bridge that makes the majority of Ethereum DeFi apps work. As you know, DeFi is absolutely exploding right now, so that may be a reason why Chainlink is also going up. So yeah, have a look at this article on Uptrend. We will link down to it below. Okay, so now let's have a look at good old Reddit. So we have this post here by Unknown Essence saying that Chainlink rockets into the top 10, passing EOS, Binance, and Crypto.com, which is certainly an impressive feat. However, when you scroll down, it almost seems as if these comments are paid to FUD. Either that, or it's just the nature of Reddit, in which people are inherently skeptical. So here you have someone saying that the devs hold 2/3 of the supply, exit scam is imminent, would be really cautious buying into their scheme, notorious for money laundering, referring to how BitConnect, scam, scam, scam. So this is the thing about Reddit, right? It's actually a really great place to go if you want to find critical opinions about a cryptocurrency. There's no shortage of people saying what's wrong with cryptos on the crypto Reddit. However, I wouldn't get all your information from here because it can tend to be quite biased towards the negative side of things, and anything positive which gets said often gets downvoted. At least that's the state of cryptocurrency Reddit right now. Now, one of these users talked about how the Chainlink pumper headquarters are on 4chan. So this is a really interesting contrast to look at. So when we go over to 4chan here, there's this post which is super bullish. For years I have been a wagey, I don't know what that is. For years and years I had no savings, I had no link, but no longer. From this day forward, I will buy link, I will hodl link, I will never F-word sell. Okay, so, but look at this, I will not read. Like, I will not sell, I will not read. Come on guys, who is buying link and choosing to never, ever, ever sell it? I mean, what is the purpose of it? Unless you're using it for personal use cases, which you almost certainly aren't, and which this user, judging by the way they write this, almost certainly isn't. The main purpose of it is to sell. So don't believe it when people are saying, you know, I will never, ever sell. Okay, Bitcoin might be a different issue. You know, Bitcoin actually has a potential to replace money as we know it and can be used in many merchants worldwide. But you know, if someone says they're not going to sell ever, just take that with some big pinches of salt. Let's put it that way. But this really concerns me. I will not read. Really? You're not even going to read about what might be going wrong with Link? You're just going to assume that it's going to go up and up and up forever and ever? I mean, come on, you have to be realistic. And although Reddit has maybe a bit too much skepticism, you need to have a very healthy dose of skepticism when you're buying cryptocurrencies. These things are not just going to go up and up and up without ever correcting. As we've seen with this previous bear market, cryptocurrencies can come down and crash really hard and people can lose life savings. So certainly do not put your life savings into any single cryptocurrency unless you're really willing to lose everything, which I'm pretty sure no one can say they are. So again, if someone says they will never sell, they're not going to read anything, you know, start getting concerned. And on that note, I was concerned when they said that the developers hold 2/3 of the supply. So let's dig a little bit deeper into this hole. So according to this article, did Chainlink devs dump cause Link token crash, which was posted 11 months ago? The website Trust Nodes claimed that Chainlink developers dumped $600 million worth of Link tokens onto the market, causing the price to collapse from recent highs. Apparently they accused Chainlink of pushing the price token lower after its mammoth run in June, which saw almost a 5x rise in price. So the article further goes on to explain that 700,000 Link were moved, which caused suspicion. And these were apparently in blocks of 700,000 Link, which added up to over 10 million Link, which were moved from the team. Okay, so the team retained 65% of the 1 billion tokens that were minted in the ICO. So that's quite relevant, and there's another article which I found which digs a little bit deeper into that. But before we get onto that, we'll just finish here where it says that on the blog of Chainlink, they actually said about a year ago that they would expand the number of people working on Chainlink and that they would do so responsibly, carefully managing the company's resources, capital, and Link. So they were quite transparent in saying that they were essentially going to sell Link in order to expand the company. And furthermore, some critics said that these blocks of 700,000 tokens have been used to run nodes. So if you're interested in getting more information on this, I strongly recommend you read this Reddit post, which is a question about token distribution posted just 2 months ago. So he has some very legitimate questions here and concerns, and there is a pretty good answer here. This user, whose account has now been deleted unfortunately, says that the smart contracts did a series of 700,000 link sales last year, which created some negative press. However, in following months, the team expanded to 25 members and they have made much further progress. And furthermore, the use of Link is used to incentivize node operators. So this suggests that maybe all this Link wasn't dumped onto the market, and even if it was, they're using it to expand the company. And, you know, it's kind of fair enough. I mean, if you look at the price speaks for itself. So the dump that the article was talking about was here back in June 2019. So, you know, it's quite possible and actually very likely that the team did sell off a bunch of their Link, which did dump the price down 62%. But look what's happened since then. They've managed to create demand through what they're doing, or at the very least create speculation that what they're going to do is going to really provide a lot of value. So to me, that seems kind of fair enough. You know, I'm not a fan of cryptocurrencies where the devs hold such a large percentage. I think that it's important to get some perspective on this and see that they can use these tokens for expanding their operations and for really creating the user growth and use cases which they set out to. So coming back to the 1 week chart of Link USDT, I'm going to give you my general predictions and then explain why. So my general prediction here is that we're going to see a retracement from the current price level before we go on to see new highs. And secondly, I believe that this retracement will likely be within this blue box, with the most likely level, specific level, being around the top of this box, about the 6.57 level. And then furthermore, if and when we go on to see new highs, I suspect it will be within this red box, again the most likely level being about the $9.3 level. So let's start with why I'm bearish for the next sort of week or two. Well, first of all, this price action on the weekly, you can see it on the daily as well, that we've seen this big rejection. We went all the way up to $8.4, but now we are at $7.19. So that represents quite a large percentage of this candle, which is essentially sellers selling the price. So I suspect that we will see some more of this bearish momentum before we continue with our bigger picture bullish momentum from the past. This is further confirmed by the RSI, which is overbought. And again, I don't think this means that we're going to come crashing down, but I do think that it's more likely than not that we come down to test sort of the 71 RSI level in a similar way that we did back in 20th of May 2019, where the RSI reached 77.6 and came down to test 71.6 before making a new big move up. Another reason for why we might find support in this blue box is because if you look at the 10 EMA here and you go back into the past, you can see that we found support on the 11th of May as well as on the 15th of June. Both of these times we came down. There was a wick just below this purple line, or the 10 EMA, and then we came back up. And I suspect it's quite likely something like that might happen again. And of course also this blue box, if we go down to the daily chart, you will see that it has further importance. That being that previously we saw resistance at the $6.59 level, so we might find support coming down to that level. And then of course we also saw a support down at the $5.7 level, which again is within this blue box zone. Another reason we might find support in this blue box is because we are between the 0.5 and the 0.786 retracement zone of this daily wave, which I am drawing from the beginning of where this big volume started, which is a suggestion that this is where the wave really started, the impulse really began. And very often you will find a retracement between the 0.5 and the 786 area. So it's very hard to predict an exact point in this box at which we will retrace. However, if, for example, you were looking to enter a position here, and remember, this is not investment advice, you could have a whole bunch of orders laddered in this area so that you don't have to guess exactly where it is. And then let's assume that the price gets all the way down to here at 5.8. You might have your stop loss just below here at, let's say, 5.37. And then you could have your target at about the 9.3 level, $9.3 level, and this would give you a 4.5 to 1 risk to reward setup. So this is just to illustrate why it's not imperative to know exactly where the price will find support. It's just a matter of laddering your position in a region so that you can take advantage of the potential of the price not getting anywhere close to the bottom of the box, but still getting at the top of the box or the middle of the box here, in which case your orders between $6.59 and $6 would get filled, and that way you could take advantage of the big move up. However, if the price does get all the way to the bottom of the box, then you will still have orders at the bottom of this box, which will give you a really nice entry, again, for this big potential next move up. Okay, so another reason why I think we're more likely to retrace a bit more before going up is that we have this bearish candle. This candle over here is known as a shooting star. So it's not a perfect example of a shooting star. As you can see from this image, there is no wick below this star. However, you can see the general shape of this candle, which is that we have a very small body over here, and the price went all the way up to $8.5, but then came all the way down quite quickly to $7.34. So this is a suggestion that there is bearish momentum in the short term, which may lead to some more bearish momentum moving forward. And then furthermore, the daily is also overbought, and again, I suspect it's more likely than not that we will start coming down towards the 71 level before having another move up. And in terms of the support for the daily, you can see we have this 21 EMA over here, this orange line. And again, this will come within the blue box as the price starts retracing, and I suspect it would be a good potential zone for support. So if you guys do want to enter a trade, I would suggest laddering in anywhere between $6.6 and $5.5. However, please note that this is not investment advice. Okay, that's it for the video for today, guys. Let me know what you thought. I really appreciate getting comments and engaging with you. I like to think of this as a community more than just me telling you what to do. So tell me what you liked or what you didn't like. And don't forget that we have a promotion on Twitter. We're giving $50 worth of ADA away. Right now, there's only 60 comments. So if you comment, you have an expected value of just under $1 per comment. So I recommend you guys take advantage of that. All you have to do is like and retweet this tweet, follow us, and reply with any fact, opinion, or link about Cardano. So I wish you the best of luck with the promotion. All right, that's it for me. Don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button, and again, to comment down below with what you thought, and I'll see you in the next one.